Icarus, a survival speedrun simulator that makes me question how I've stayed alive this long. You play as a pioneer for a new planet, and due to poor planning on the level of any civilization I've made, used up literally every resource to travel this far. So whenever you land, you start over from scratch each time. Fortunately, as a bipedal mammal with opposable thumbs and a larger than average frontal cortex, you have the advantage of building useful tools and shelters, except I did none of that. So here's how my first landing went. I let my instincts take over and picked up every rock, stick, and leaf I saw. Then, after building the only tools available to a level 1 mouth breather such as myself, I went full monkey on every tree and rock in sight until I leveled up. After wasting a talent point and learning how to make new things, I decided to make a knife for hunting, and immediately proceeded to throw it off into the horizon. I repeated this 2 more times, and for the 4th time, in the name of science, I threw my knife at a tree, just to make sure I can actually pick it up. After lowering the average IQ of humanity, I was attacked by a wolf, and made the tactical move of throwing my only weapon. I then had to resort to going full monkey on it. You may be noticing a pattern here. While celebrating my latest triumph, I realized that I do, in fact, have to breathe to stay alive, and set about gathering the materials needed to make oxygen, which means it's time for some R&R, raccoons and rocks. I would hunt deer for leather, but aside from knifing an animal dumber than me stuck on a rock, my bow and arrows proved ineffective against these beasts. Fortunately, my efforts were rewarded, because the thing I made produced oxygen so slowly I could barely suckle enough air to stay alive without moving. Mission complete. So, with what little dignity I had left, I boarded my ship and blasted off to try again. This time around, I rushed right for the bow and arrow, and started hunting. Naturally, I found almost no animals I could take down, but I did learn that the Skyrim meta is still valid, and stealth archers do a lot of damage, just not against adult deers. After practicing my archery, and collecting blue rocks, I found myself with the same problem once again. In the process of running back and forth to collect materials for oxygen, I was using exactly as much as I was generating. Maybe it was the mild case of asphyxiation, but the math wasn't really adding up here. What did add up was all the experience for hunting Bambi, so I picked up the talents of not having to breathe so much, and called it a day. Now, the Icarus devs are hard at work patching things, and they finally nerfed the deers, because on my 3rd attempt, I could actually take them down. With this discovery, I proceeded to collect as much meat and leather as possible, because I'm petty, and I like to hold a grudge. And animals are worth a lot of experience points. So much so that I could afford the technology of making my first home.
Why doesn't mine look like that?
And just when I thought I had advanced beyond monkey status,
Where's the door hole?
I realized I didn't know how to place doors, so I had to settle for smashing a hole in the wall and replacing it when I wanted privacy. I did finally have enough oxygen to not suffocate, and my reasonable amount of hunting provided plenty of food, which, in turn, attracted more food. The last problem I faced was water, and since I lacked the technology to make water, the only option my primitive brain could come up with was berries, which was sustainable for a while, until the storm arrives and you have to stay indoors.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it.
I was surviving alright for a bit until I ate all the berries. And you may be thinking, oh, he just ate a lot of berries. No, I ate every single berry within range of my base. So the inevitable moment finally came, my hydration hit 0, and I died. Except, not really, because I've eaten so many steaks, my health regeneration outpaces my dehydration. I have ascended beyond mere mortal needs. Beat that, vegans. Unfortunately, this was also the point where the berries kicked in, and I spent the next 20 minutes trying to figure out how I can do the funny and set my house on fire. Little did I know, the entire thing was made of asbestos, which would definitely explain some things. Regardless, I was now a monkey with survival skills, and that's a win in my book. Hopefully you enjoyed this misadventure into the survival world of Icarus, and maybe check out one of these videos where we do more dumb and fun things. Thanks for watching.